Hi guys, my name is Re, and I ran out of fun facts to say about myself. Well, guys, welcome to this week's blog. Um, actually, this blog is very simple. I am on the look for a new writing software because I've heard that Google has been deleting user files for breaking their guidelines, apparently, and I am afraid because I do write horror, and sometimes that involves mentions or descriptions or things regarding violence. And also, I write sexually explicit content. I have around half of an erotica novel that I plan on finishing probably next year. I plan to go back to because I want to rework some stuff, but I also have fan fiction there, and that has explicitly sexual content and queer explicit sexual content. Apparently, that's even worse for them. So I don't want to risk it, and I'm on the look for a new software. So this blog is going to be about me trying out Ellipsis for the first time for the next 2 weeks. However, I am not going to be working on Project Prophecy on Ellipsis at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be writing fan fiction on Ellipsis because this is a review of the software and not of what I'm writing. So I figured since I'm just going to be using it for 2 weeks right now, I didn't want to go to the trouble of changing all of my whips there, and then if I don't like it, I'm going to have to change them again. So until I find a permanent home for my writing, I am going to be just writing 2 weeks or of fan fiction of a short fic or something like that. I'm i'm going to be judging pros, cons, and just in generally noting how user friendly it is. For now, Ellipsis has come to me with great recommendations from friends. I think the only downside they've mentioned is that you can't download your work in docs compatible file, only on PDF. And I like having the backup that I can edit in anywhere. So, but that's one of the parts that I'm going to be talking at the end of these 2 weeks. For now, the plan is I'm going to be working my 30 minutes minimum on the Project Prophecy. I'm going to continue to update you on that. I'm just not going to record it the way that I've done before. And this blog is going to be more focused on my thoughts on ellipses, in which I'm going to try to get at least 20 minutes per day so I can judge it in the next 2 weeks. I have a couple other softwares that already in mind that I want to try. Yeah, so here we are. This is like the dashboard for ellipses. I think that you can also like install a program. I'm not gonna do it on this computer because this is the computer that I use for work, and I am technically working right now. I just don't have anything to do, so I decided to go ahead and get it started. I so far I really like how it looks, and I really like that you can make folders so you can keep everything organized. That is something that I don't love about Google Docs, that you can't do that. So let's go ahead. I made my fanfic folder, And I don't love that you can only import Markdown documents, but luckily on Google Docs I can download my works on this type of file. So let's just go ahead and get it uploaded. Okay, let me see. Virgin Fig. Okay, let's see. This is actually my first time even seeing how something looks. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, it kept my um the line, the type of letter that I was using. Okay, I like that it has the word count right on top. I don't know if you can see it because no, you can't because I was trying to not show you all of my work emails that I have open right now. But okay, you can change all of that. You can style all of that. I like that. I like to justify my text just because. Okay, you can make comment. You can chat with people when they're checking it out. Or you can also have an outline. That's interesting. And what about here? Oh, you can copy the draft in case you're like adding. Oh, and you can have focus mode. I love that. Okay. I like that you have like this little bar with like the essentials right here. Apparently, you can pretty much use the typical quick commands, which is pretty useful because I already know them. I don't know, guys. Maybe ellipsis will be the winner, but I still need to figure out if I can have like headers and stuff. Space interpret, dashes, collaboration. Oh, you can. Oh, wait, this is pretty. I'm not gonna lie, this does not affect anything with the writing, but it is pretty. Oh, that one is a little bit loud. Oh, I like that one. I'm gonna pick this one just because I think it goes with my theme. But okay, I'm gonna be working on this while I watch Alisa. Alisa, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's Alisa in the book's newest blog, which is around 27 minutes. So I'm gonna be watching that while at work. That's gonna be my timer, and I will update you if I have any new thoughts. So, um, I actually discovered that the option that it gives you to install, it's not really a software, it's not really a program that you install on your hard drive. It's simply uh, a direct link in your uh, desktop that will take you to this site. Um, it just takes you to the web in this like desktop version, but it's like an app. It's not really a program, but it's still very useful, I would say. You're gonna see what I'm writing. One thing that I couldn't figure out yesterday was how to format what I had imported from Google Docs into the new uh, typography and everything that I was gonna give it within ellipses. So I have to type everything up again. Just I personally couldn't figure it out. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb, probably. I figured out how to have like my little headers here on the outline section. And I really like that you can turn on and off the spell check in case that, I don't know, maybe you don't want to see like this the red dots while you're writing. For example, I know that exi is not a real word here in the real world, but in the context of the universe of this fic, it is a real sport. So I can just turn it off and I don't have to see that it's wrong all the time. And maybe when I'm done, I can just give it a spell check. I don't have to have the spell checking on real time. And I think that's kind of cool. Um, I have not used this. I mean, obviously, I don't have collaborators and I don't have any drafts that can be add comments, but I think that's also like a good feature for beta or for when you have like people checking and editing along you while you're writing. That's ill. I really like how it looks. Honestly, the looks of it. Every day. I mean, it's just Tuesday. It's just my second day actually working with it. But I don't know. Maybe I won't be trying other programs after all. Maybe I will stick with this one because I am really liking. I don't love that I don't see like the pages, but I can live with that. And I was reading on Google, I was doing a little bit of Googling that you can download the format here on like a very basic format, and then you can use another page called Calibre to create your electric publication file, your EPUB. So maybe that's what I'll do. But so far, I actually really like it. So anyway, yeah, that's just my second update. Guys, I just found out that you can actually set a timer on the app itself. Like I can just go like here, my 20 minutes that I plan on working on this today. It start and shut up, that's so cool. Hi guys. First of all, sorry for the luckiness of everything. I am not feeling my best, and I really don't think that I can stand up and talk for however long this is going to be. So, excuse the mess on my desk. I am trying to figure out a pattern for a Snoopy key change, and it's been a lot of trial and error. So, everything is a bit of a mess. Anyway, it's been 2 weeks of me trying out ellipses, and I know that I said that I originally wanted to try different writing software over the next few weeks, probably months, because I had planned on doing ellipses, then on doing WPS Office because we use that one at work sometimes, and I know it's like mostly free. I was planning on trying LibreOffice as well, which is also an open source one. And I was planning on maybe saving up some money and try Scrivener, but I fell in love with Ellipsis. It's just so useful. Honestly, the pros outweigh the cons, which honestly at this point my only con will be that I can't export to an open source or a docs um, file. It has to be only PDF or Markdown. But I think I can upload Mark. But I can. I mean, honestly, if worst comes to shove to happen, I can just copy and paste everything to a doc on Google and just download that file when I need it, or on WPS Office or something else. I don't necessarily like it's something that can be fixed. I just I found it so easy to use. It's very easy to navigate. The themes, this has absolutely nothing to do with actually writing, but the themes are so cute and there's so many of them. And as someone who sometimes just needs to switch things up even a little, the fact that I can choose different themes for me, that's a huge win. There's a fly, I think, on the lens. Hang on. Oh, yeah, the themes, they are just so cute, and the fact that I can change them whenever I feel like it, that for me it's a win. It has a lot of fonts. The spell checking is actually very good as well, as far as I could see. I actually finished writing a short story. A short fan fiction is only like a little bit over 2,000 words. And I mean, if you are a fanfic writer, it has an option to export to AO3 directly, which I also thought it was very cool because I typically just copy and paste. And I thought that the fact that it exports, it's very cool. A friend told me that, and I was like, shut up, that's amazing. It has, what else? Hang on. I have my little notebook over here. It has absolutely no AI features, which I think is very good because lately everything has generative AI, and honestly, fuck that. And I really like that this one features nothing about AI. It has, you can make folders and you can make folders within those folders. So I think it's great. Like, I could just do a folder for Project Prophecy and then have like a folder for the first draft and revision, and then a second folder for the second draft and revision. And I think it's very cool. You can, if other people also have ellipses, you can invite them to make comments and read. And like, if they're beta reading for you or if they are an alpha reader for you, you can see their comments like on real time on screen on your draft. And then you can you can create a second draft where you can work on those comments, which honestly I think it's pretty fucking cool. Sorry about the cursing. I'm just too tired to try and censor myself. So yeah, I think that I'm going to stick with ellipses. So probably at some point next week, because honestly right now I'm very mentally tired. Probably next week at some point I am going to import all of my files. I'm probably gonna take like an afternoon just to do that because I do have like three original ideas, three or four original ideas that I wanna develop and finish. And I also have a lot of fan fiction that I need to finish. And I can just export and organize my stuff, which is something that I really like. Because I hated that I couldn't do that on Google Docs. And I mean, you could make folders, but when you opened like the docs, you couldn't like separate it. And I hated that. And now I can have that. And I love that. it runs very smoothly. At least on my computer it does, and my computer is mostly shitty. I'm not gonna lie. She's old. She's like 7 years old at this point. Um, but yeah, it was a great experience. I Yeah, I really love it. So I think that's my new home for writing. You can use it across devices. You just need to log in into your user, which honestly is pretty much the same thing as Google Docs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download into my tablet, which is where I sometimes work, and I already logged in the computer that I use for work. And I want to say that the computer that I use for work is my personal computer from college, but um, around the time that I bought this one was when we moved to full-time home office and at the beginning of the pandemic, and I didn't want to use my new computer for work, and my boss didn't give me a work computer, so I just been using my old computer for work, but it's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. Anyway, yeah, I have it across devices. It's very cool, and I really love it. Now, for a little update on Project Prophecy, I finished a chapter week. I finished chapter 13. I am currently, I want to say, halfway through chapter 14, but this week was, I don't know, I've been very foggy in my thoughts. So I haven't been able to focus on writing. I've had a lot of work, like my actual job, and I've had a lot of orders. And I mean, you saw my small yarn haul. I still have a lot of orders to work through probably the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to take it slowly with crocheting right now because of my arm, but pretty much I didn't have the mental capacity to write much this week. I'm hoping that once I move all of my files to Ellipsis, I can. I think part of it is that because I noticed it was after I made the decision to move everything to Ellipsis, but I wasn't just doing it, that I stopped writing. So I think my brain was like, no, you're not gonna write until everything is on its new home. Because my brain sometimes is silly like that. So hopefully, once I give myself, it's probably gonna be like Monday afternoon that I'm gonna give myself time to do that. Because tomorrow, well, while you're watching this, I am at the doctor's with my brother out of town again. So I don't know how tired I'll come back from that. But if I'm not too tired, I might do it tomorrow. But probably it's gonna be Monday. Um, I'm allowing myself. Everyone on my tag, mid-year tag check-in was like, "Allow yourself grace." I'm trying. I'm trying to allow myself some grace, some slow down. I've been making amazing progress, even in a chapter and a half instead of two chapters. It's great. It's not bad. So I'm gonna allow myself this week to slow down a bit. And yeah, that's all. Next blog is probably just going to be when I already have an idea of what it is going to be, since I had to change what I had originally planned for the next few blogs. Um, it's probably just going to be me, a cozy writing blog, but I am going to be talking about my project a little bit more. Uh, Not like in depth of giving you details, but I am going to be talking about the story, what I like about it, why did I choose this to be my first published work, and all of that. So if any of you has any questions about my project, you can leave them on the comments down below, and I will answer them next week. Next week, no, next blog. I will answer them next blog, and I think that's all for all. That's all for today, for tonight, and I'm going to be hopefully not up until 1 a.m. editing this blog because I need to be up at 6 in the morning tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, a lovely week.